All right. Welcome to Wilkins Diary Podcast.
Thank you.
A show where I get to have a conversation with some of the most amazing brands, incredible people, crazy people, and beautiful people like Vaishali
Thank you.
Morjaria. No, right, that's me clapping.
Yeah, that's me clapping for myself because
All
I
right.
know what I got.
All right, Vaishali, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Roaku.
Niko poa. I'm trying to keep calm.
All right.
Because I'll be laughing all
Really?
day.
How are you? Good.
I'm great.
It's been long.
Yeah, it's been years.
Really? The last time we met was during East African Fashion.
Yes,
No. Swahili Fashion.
Yes, where I was
Yeah.
showcasing
You showcase.
Yes.
And you won
East African
East
Designer
African
of the Year.
Design. How does that feel?
That was amazing. I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
And it was overwhelming that people really believe in my brand
Yeah.
and me as a designer. And they've supported me all through a few years where I've scooped so many awards.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to be appreciated in your own country because I'm born and raised here. So it's so nice getting the awards from Kenya. I
Yeah.
get them internationally, but they don't have the same value as the ones I get in Kenya. So, and Tanzania, of course.
Uh-huh.
So it's amazing. I'm
Nice.
really happy that people are happy with my work.
All right. So before we even, I can just go on. Just a brief intro about yourself.
A brief intro about myself. Right, basically, my name is Vaishali Morjaria. I'm Kenyan born and raised from around Maseno, Luanda. So, yes, I'm from those sides. I don't know what happened here. I guess I got reached out very early. And I've been a teacher all my life. Like, I was a teacher for 10 and a half, 11 years. And then I've been a designer since 2008, where I actually launched my design at a wedding. But I've been around since 2006 when I came back from the UK because I went to study there.
Yeah.
And I came back to work in my own country.
Awesome.
Yes.
Got it. Nice.
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. You see, in this age, especially in this era, for someone to choose design, design is not like a normal career.
Right.
Because
of course.
most times, our parents always tell us, you know what, you can be a doctor, go for like a doctor, being a doctor, being a pilot, medicine, lawyer.
Right.
Like how, why did you decide that you wanted to be a designer? And what sparked that interest into you becoming a designer?
Right. Being a designer was always something I wanted to do. I used to watch this show called
Yeah.
Bold and the Beautiful, and it really inspired me.
Yeah.
Like when
You
I used
watched
to,
the show?
I loved it.
I used to watch it from, you see that Kamlango Kale Kadogo
Yes.
ka sitting room. Because my dad used to tell me, hey, go in the ulale.
Yes.
And just go sneak
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I think it was the most beautiful show because it changed my life. I was always an artist since I was a child, but of course my parents disagreed with that part. And then when I saw the show, I used to watch it. It used to spark something in me. So I knew I wanted to be a designer full stop. And I went into high school and I just wanted to do art and design.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, no, especially my dad, because
Yeah.
he's like, you will struggle. There's nothing like art. It's a hobby. It's not a career.
Yeah.
And I told him, no, this is what I want to do and I'm going to do it. So when I went to high school, I got amazing grades
Yeah.
in sciences and in art. But for me, my heart was in art. That's always been my passion.
Yeah.
It used to keep me up late at night
Yeah.
just to do art. And I got a scholarship in the UK
Nice.
for fine arts.
Uh-huh.
And then I got another scholarship again to do my bachelor's.
Yeah.
That's what I did, fashion and design. And then I did my master's in jewelry and silversmithing, which is again metals, but in form of art.
You did it in abroad or Kenya?
I did it in the UK.
In the UK.
Because it was one of the finest universities at that time.
Okay.
And in Kenya, there were not many universities kind of giving out those courses.
Yeah.
And I wanted to learn from the best and then bring it back to our country. That was always my dream. So I went against the laws of the community and my parents, and I did what I needed to do for me. And I don't regret it even to date that I did what my passion allows me to do. And that's why I think I'm a very happy person because I create and I make other people feel beautiful. through my clothes. And I think that is a gift
Yeah.
that God gave me, and I'm just putting it in practice.
Was there like like an inspiration behind you going for fashion and design? Was there something like that you feel like it sort of like inspired you into? Because I know when it comes to like creative entrepreneurship, something has to spark it.
You wouldn't believe my spark, I think, was inborn.
Uh-huh.
And I think I just need to put petrol in the
Yeah.
car and just say, I'm
Go
going
for
this
it.
way.
Yeah.
And I don't care which bumps come in the way. I don't care who's going to stop me. If the petrol finishes, I'll get it refilled. And I think that kept me going, where I was just like, why is everyone against the arts?
Yeah.
Why is, like, Kenyan parents, Indian parents were
Yeah.
all like, no, this is a hobby.
Yeah.
It's not a career. But for me, it was like, I don't care whether it turns out to be a hobby or a career, this is what I love.
Yeah.
And I believe that since day one, that if you're passionate about something, it will wake you up in the morning. And I think that's the most important part.
Yeah.
What wakes you up in the morning and tells you, I can keep going.
Yeah.
No matter how many hurdles come through,
fulfillment.
yes, I will do it. And that's why even when I came back, when I became a teacher, I became a high school art and design teacher, because the parents were still not pushing for it. And this is like 2006, 2007,
Yeah.
which is not for like much
Yeah.
further down the line. And I thought, why not? And amazingly, I was able to pull students to the art room. And now when I look back and I meet them,
Yeah.
they are now interior designers, they are architects, they are fashion designers. You know, it's amazing to see that I was able to bring that to them, because now they are passionate about something that they don't want to let go of.
Yeah.
And when you have passion, it doesn't matter what money you earn.
Exactly.
You sleep better at night knowing you've done something for yourself.
It's always about having that fulfillment in your heart.
Yes. And I think fashion did that for me, the teaching did
Yeah.
that for me. And now comes the acting, I
The
guess.
acting part.
Yeah.
Before even jump into the acting video part, yeah, which all of a sudden, because I remember when we were hanging out at Swahili Fashion Week.
Yes.
No, then I told you, wait, I think I've seen you, like, have you gotten acting, like, it happened to Ki, like,
Yes. It
just
just
like that.
happened like that.
Before even you can talk about that.
Uh-huh.
So, 2 weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago, I was hanging out with JW, Jeff
Yes,
Rose,
of course.
and we were talking about the aspect of is the fashion industry sustainable? Like for you, when you were starting out, do you think it was because you went to abroad? Yeah? You know
Yes.
that's not cheap. Like
Yes.
that's huge investment.
Yes, yes, it was.
Do you think it was worth it? One, do you think it was worth it? Then two, you think the fashion industry of Kenya is sustainable?
Okay, I'll start with whether it was worth it.
Yeah.
All my 3 degrees are all in art, fashion,
Yeah.
jewelry,
Uh-huh.
and I think they were very worth it.
Yeah.
I feel, yes, you can have a passion, but
Yeah.
get your certificates in something.
Yeah.
In life, you never know where you might end up. Your passion alone will drive you.
Yeah.
But in countries outside there, they need certification to show that you have the experience, you have studied this skill.
Yeah.
So you might have it, but everyone's raw at some point or the other.
Yeah.
Like I was raw, I was brilliant in terms of painting, but someone needed to come, and it's like polishing a diamond.
Yeah.
You need to have been polished. You need to have experience, working for big designers, getting on the runway internationally, making a stand there.
Yeah.
So I think it was very worth it, and I'm so grateful that I got scholarships all through all my education years.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to my father, as much as he was against
Yeah.
the whole thing, when he saw the passion and the drive,
Yeah.
and he told me, will you survive in life? And I
Yeah.
told him, yes, I will. And even today, I stand by it, that
Yeah.
I will survive no matter what, because I have done so many areas of art and
Yeah.
fashion, jewelry. Like there's so many skills now in me
Yeah.
that I can choose anywhere, any country, and still survive.
Yeah.
And that's so important. Are you going to be able to survive
Yeah.
along the line? Yeah?
Yeah.
You might not make billions, but you're able to pay your bills, and you're able to continue with your journey. And then about the fashion industry, I feel, okay, I've always been doing fashion, sort of not part-time, but yes, part-time. Because I've always been a teacher. I was doing designing. I've been doing counseling.
Jack of all trades.
So I feel, and I always tell the young designers who are
Yeah.
very passionate about fashion, that don't just go into fashion blindly, one.
Yeah.
And secondly, at first, don't say, okay, this is your only job, because it might not pay all your bills. Because fashion is like seasons.
Yeah.
So your client might come to you during a wedding season and then kind of disappear,
Yeah.
and then come back to you for another wedding gown. It depends what you specialize in again.
Yeah.
If you're making Ankara dresses, those are more ready to wear.
Yeah.
People like them every day. People can wear them for parties. So I think it depends where you specialize.
Yeah.
And I personally don't believe that you can sustain your whole business, your whole life in fashion. Because I
Right.
feel in Kenya,
Yeah.
honestly, we
Still in
don't,
Kenya.
we don't have those people who are like, oh, this is designer wear.
systems, the policies.
This is, these are policies. To put up a business is hard.
Yeah.
And then you need to sustain your rent, the shop rent,
Yeah.
and not many people are going to make so much, because how many clients buy designer outfits every day
Yeah.
or every week?
So
Honestly, not.
starting out as a fashion designer, what is like your top 5 challenges that you're like, like they came, then you're like, what? So
Okay.
this thing is like this, huh?
Personally, when I came through, I was lucky, I think.
Yeah.
I got very lucky getting into the industry, because I went into Catwalk Kenya, which was an Mnet
Oh, it was a
show,
reality show.
a reality
Yeah.
show, fashion one, and I came first runners up. So suddenly I had the limelight on me.
Yeah.
And
That was a purpose, huh?
like honestly, I think God has been good to me all throughout, and thank you, God, for your blessings, because every journey I've made, God has been standing with me. So I came in sudden limelight, and I decided my foundation slowly.
Yeah.
But the first challenge I got was, you're not Kenyan.
How do you cope?
And I went through a lot of racism from the fashion industry, where
Really?
a lot of big sharks came and told me, you need to go back. You need to go back to the UK and do your thing there, but don't come here and try and fit in. Because suddenly now, I was the youngest designer ever, and during that time, there was nothing like a young designer.
Yeah.
You know, so I kind of
It was all
came
about the
in,
goods
and then
and
people
rules.
were like,
Yeah.
oh, there's a young designer, we want her to close the show. And the big sharks were like, why is she closing the show or starting the show?
Yeah.
Because those are like the major, how shall I say it, the stands in the fashion runway.
Yeah.
And I
shows.
decided to just say, you know what, I am Kenyan from here, and my nationality, and I'm here to stay.
Yeah.
And I proved them wrong, because
Yeah, I've been seeing you.
funny enough, I got so many awards outside the country, internationally, for jewelry, for paintings, for everything else. And everywhere I started telling whoever was giving me an award, if you do not publish that I'm from Kenya, I will not accept the award.
Yeah.
Because for me, my identity as a Kenyan is a major fact why I even came back to Kenya.
Yeah.
And why I wanted to grow in the industry and make this whole young designer thing a thing where young designers don't feel they don't have a place. And I did have a place. And that is so awkward when you go to shows and people look at you like, oh, yeah, she's someone who came from the UK. And I'm like, no, but do you know where Ushago is? Ushago is Rwanda. So where am I? I'm the fourth generation born in Kenya. So I'm Kenyan. Why do I have to keep proving it?
Yeah.
So that was one of my major challenges that I can say broke me down kind of, but I grew up from the ashes and I said, I'm gonna do this.
You own them.
Yes.
I think that's life. It's always about like, yes, there are a couple of challenges, but how do you want to go there?
Yes, it's always going to be part of life, and I think you come out stronger when you face them.
Exactly.
Then slowly the industry started taking me seriously, and of course I got a lot of shows. And for me, as I had a challenge, I started supporting young entrepreneurs, young guys who were coming up with events. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll do it.
And just to cut you short, I remember, and I'll never thank you enough. So my first, let me say my first point where I was like, you know what, I want to start something. So I just came to Nairobi and I'm like, I need to like start something. After modeling for quite some time. And my first show was Slam Fashion Africa. And you're the first designer. I approached you on Facebook, on a Facebook Messenger, and you accepted. And not even accepting it, because by then you were known around. You even paid for the showcase. So I wanted to ask you a question. Just on that line. and interact with for quite some time, and you come out as very, you come off as very sweet, as very okay.
I am.
Okay, sweet, you know. Okay, sweet.
Yes, let's keep it to that.
Let's keep it to that. You come off as very sweet. You have a beautiful personality, and for anyone in the fashion industry, like whether it's Nick Jr., Jeffrey Wilson, Grant Robert, all these amazing models, Latoya, all these amazing people, like everyone will say that Vaishali has an amazing personality. Why why like that? What sort of like triggers you to, it's not easy to be sweet to everyone. Yeah.
I just say don't judge people. Everyone has a history, everyone has a journey. People, God makes you meet each other because there's a reason to it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how big I was in the industry at that time. Why should I judge you? You want to start. When I came, no one wanted to give me a platform because of my color. So why don't I support people who want to do something, are passionate about it, want to try? Everyone is allowed to try.
Yeah.
If you fail, that's okay.
It's okay.
If you succeed, I'm happy for you. And that's why I feel don't judge people. So you can come as a stranger and come and say hi. I will still smile at you. Sometimes if I don't recognize you, I'll be like, oh, where do I know you from? But I feel that when people start judging from what they just see, it's wrong. It's wrong of us.
Yeah.
And everyone, as I said, has a story. So let's say you had a bad day and I snub you, even though you might want to talk to me because you recognize me either as Mama Varshita or as Vaishali Morjaria. Why should I snub you?
Yeah.
You've come, you have the humble part and you have all that to ask me. And I genuinely would want to support you or say hi. So I feel like people these days have to put away their egos, which I think are running very far these days. And I feel stop judging people. They're always going to be failures. They're always going to be startups. They're always going to be a story behind someone.
Yeah.
Before you know all that, don't just judge. And even if you know it, don't judge anyone. If you can, make them smile. And that's my motto. If I can make one or two people smile a day,
oh, you make me smile.
I'm done.
You make me smile, baby.
I'm glad. Baby. But yes.
Anyway, so still on that question, have you ever been judged? Have you ever been in a position where you feel like, hey, you really judged me? Like,
yes, when I went through the racism part, it was not about my color. It was about she's too young.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the experience.
Wow.
What is she going to bring to the table?
Yeah.
And obviously, even at school, sometimes parents would be like, she's too young. Like, how is she a teacher of high school boys and girls who are towering up above her? And is she going to manage with them? And my former boss used to tell me, like, you've come to a school where these are big boys and girls, and you're very young. Are you going to manage with them? Are you, these are boys who will bully you? But none of that happened. Because I gave them the understanding that I understand your age, I understand you're going through things, but you need to understand I'm your friend, but I'm a teacher as well. And we always went through that rule. We could meet outside and hang out, and we could still go on Monday, and you're still bringing me homework. So I think there has to be an understanding, a balance of personalities. And understanding this, I think understanding is very important, and communication is very important.
Because you see, if I really don't get to communicate with you, if you really don't get to know who you are, and I want to understand.
Yeah, then you're going to judge me.
Some really crazy things about you.
Really? Even I don't know about them. Don't listen to them.
You don't know about them?
No.
So, last year,
yes.
all of a sudden, I started seeing you posting about, by then I didn't know much about Varshita, the show Varshita. So all of a sudden I'm seeing photos of you posting about Varshita. I'm like, when did you become an actor?
It was boom when I was one. Basically, that's
so how did that happen?
Yeah, I was basically teaching at Oshawa for 10 and a half years, and then I took a break.
10 and a half years?
Yes.
Ooh.
And I had an accident at some point.
So you were teaching, you're doing designing, and now again...
I was counseling as well.
What?
And then
Yeah.
suddenly I went to Nairobi International after
Uh-huh.
taking an year's break
Yeah.
from teaching.
Uh-huh.
I told myself, let me do something different. But then Nairobi International called me and they said, we need an art teacher for high school.
Yeah.
So I said, oh yeah, okay, I missed it. Let me go and do it. So I went there and I loved the school and I loved the students.
Yeah.
And then they gave me an offer that, okay, why don't you come full time from September? And we had just, now we were
Sure.
gonna, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We were now going to break for summer vacation, which is from May to July.
Yeah.
And I went 1 week at the end of May, and it was my birthday. So after my birthday, 3 days
May
after,
what?
mine is 29th June.
Oh.
So basically, once we had closed
Yeah.
school, I was chilling, and then I was called that, by the way, hi, is this Vaishali? I said, yes. And they were like, oh, we are doing this TV production and we'd like you to come for a meeting. So I didn't ask too much, but they
Yeah.
kind of told me maybe it's acting. And I thought it was for the makeup job. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm a makeup artist. Let me go try TV production. And maybe I don't want to go back
So
to teaching.
for you thought it's a makeup gig.
Yeah.
Like
So
you're
I
supposed
thought
to
I
do
would
makeup
be
for
doing
the cast.
Yeah, I thought that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Because I used to do plays for a company called Aperture Africa.
Yeah.
But for Oswald. And I used to do all the makeup, the costumes. I used to do backstage art, anything else but acting.
Yeah.
I've never stepped my foot on stage,
Yeah.
even as a child, because that's never been my thing. And then when I went to meet them, it was like 7 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
And they told me, no, it's for acting. And I said, you know what? I don't really act. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I was walking out. And they said, okay, try 3 lines. Do you know the Indian accent? I said, yes, of course I know it. Because I kind of make fun of it as well, as a Kenyan Indian.
Wait,
So-
even before you go on, you're a different Indian.
Yes,
You're
I
a
think
different.
when you're
Why?
born and raised here,
Uh-huh. I even know some Indians who are born and raised here as well.
yes,
But you are very different. You're peculiar.
the artist in me,
The artist in you.
it just breaks all boundaries.
All right.
So yeah, basically I did 3 lines in the Indian accent, and I was shooting next day at 10:30 in the morning. And they actually told me they had done an audition for my role.
Yeah.
They had started production 3 weeks
So
back.
they done a couple of
They did
auditions
40 women.
and they didn't like
Yeah,
the
40 women were interviewed and auditioned for, and they didn't like.
Yeah.
And I did 3 lines.
Have you ever thought that you never get on screen like acting?
No, because I never thought I could do it, and I never wanted to do it because my area is art.
Yeah.
You give me anything in art, blindfoldedly I'll
Yeah.
do it. So when they told me
How is it?
you're taken
Freaking
in,
out?
you're doing this,
Yeah.
and then I was given scripts like this, and I was briefly given my role, like what my character is like, but I didn't know who Mrs. Butt was or who Mama Varshita is going to be. And it was hilarious
It wasn't
because
crazy.
I was shaking.
It wasn't scary or.
It was like I went and now everyone came through and they were like, let's see who this Mama Vaishita is because they've interviewed so many guys, so let's see who passed through. And I was shaking. I was literally shaking. And then my first scenes were in the bad Mohindi Swahili.
Yeah.
And I speak fluently, so I was trying to get it in my head. And now everyone's watching you. You don't know which camera is taking you. They kept on telling me there's a mark on the floor, but they kept on saying there's a mark, so don't cross it. But because I've never been there, I started getting these huge migraines because of the lights they use, and I wasn't used to all that.
Yeah.
And I was screaming because I didn't know how to project. They kept on telling me project, and I'm like, what's the difference? So there was a lot of learning. And then after 2 days, I actually quit because I was like, this is so overwhelming. The hours were insane from 7 in the morning to like 12,
You thought it was
1,
too
2
much
in the morning.
pressure?
And that time, because I was so new, they had to catch up with my character with what the rest had finished.
Yeah.
So I was doing 25
So it was
scenes a
back
day.
to back.
Yeah, 25 scenes a day. I started 7:30 in the morning. I even finished at 2, 3 in the morning.
Hey, you go
And
crazy.
I was like, how does this happen? And then my character speaks a lot. I naturally do as well.
Yeah.
But she had lines, like huge lines. And when they were giving me the script, there were hard copies at that time. By the timing I get out from makeup, because I'm much older there, I would have to touch up my old age makeup. And then by the timing I come from wardrobe to shoot, I have to deliver the 2-3 pages of lines. And I'm like, how do I do this for 25 5 scenes. Like,
Yeah.
I have so many lines. And so after 2 days on a Saturday, I told them, I can't do this. I don't think it's for me. And my first scene was with Manish, this huge big guy that I
Yeah.
chose for my daughter. And I had to strangle him, like get his collar.
Yeah.
And at first I couldn't reach him because he's so tall. So I climbed over the sofa and tried to get him.
Yeah.
And
But
I
then-
was making him move,
Yeah.
like strangling him.
Yeah.
And then I broke down the minute to say cut. And they were like, what just happened there? I don't like violence. Why am I being so violent? And they were
Yeah.
like, get used to it because that's your character throughout.
Yeah,
You are like this old, very grumpy, you smack people, you will kill people. And I was like, I don't think I want to do this.
Yeah.
Especially
You
the
wanna get
whole
violence.
violence part and the way I was speaking
Yeah.
and the way I was so rude on the show and I was so racist on the show. And I was like, do you know I'm against this? And they were like, that's the whole point. We want to show the cultural platform of what things are and how we can try and get over them.
Yeah.
So it was a really good platform for me to talk about these things. So after those days I quit, then I had a meeting with the producer on a Monday, and she showed me some of my clips. And she said, you're really, really good. You just need to get used to the cameras and all that.
You're
and you
natural.
just
But you, for I've interacted with you. You're always
animated.
talkative,
Yeah.
outgoing. Yeah. So
So it was interesting, and then once I went back, I didn't turn back.
yeah.
There are always ups and downs in life and in any work job that you do. Obviously, the long hours.
Yeah.
There was a point where I didn't see my mom, and it's the two of us
Yeah.
for a whole week.
Because you
And,
always early
I'm
mornings
shooting.
and late.
Yeah, so on Sunday she just grabbed me and she hugged me and she just cried and she said, I miss you. And that's when I realized I need one day with my mom.
Yeah.
So Sundays I put away from my mom. I don't do anything but spend time with her and see her. And now I had requested the production as we went through that I need at least one day a week because I was shooting 6 days a week. I would only get Sunday.
Yeah.
And so I requested them, like in the new seasons, can I have one more day during the week so that I
family is
get time to
important,
do things for me.
Yeah. How's your family? Sort of like reacting to you being on screen now, being more celebrity and all that.
Yeah,
like your mom.
Mom is so proud of me. Like,
Wait, first, are you the only kid?
no, we are 4 girls. They're all married.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who seems to still be following my art career first. And I haven't found that one person that I can say understands me. And I think understanding is the base of any.
Who's this one person?
When I find him, I'll let the world know, I think. Or I'll keep it private. One of the two.
Should he be tall, short?
You don't have a chance, but yeah, okay.
Okay, should he be tall?
I don't know. I'm not looking for a
I think
man.
your kind of man should be tall, who loves hats, like fedora hats. Like, I have a feeling in my heart that's your kind of man.
You know, I have selective hearing sometimes.
Okay, I am saying, you're kind of, I think,
No.
there's a spirit in my heart that tells me that's your kind of man. Who loves hats.
I think someone likes flattering themselves.
Who has a podcast, you never know.
Really?
So that, personalities, it's important.
Right. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry you failed the test, but unfortunately, sorry.
I'm
For
not
me,
talking about me.
Honestly, yeah, of course you are. For me, honestly, I'm looking for a guy who understands my art world, understands I will always have odd hours, whether I was teaching, whether I'm a designer, or whether I'm an actress. And the only thing I've always told the guy that I need communication and understanding. Those are the two things. And of course, love has to be there. But the one thing that I'm looking for is a man who's educated as well. Because I know that I can survive anywhere in the world. But can you, honestly, Wilkins, when you have a dream and you want to achieve and you have a very fulfilling life,
You go for it,
outside the
yeah.
rest of the things that you're talking about,
Yeah.
taking care of myself
Yeah.
or family or marriage.
Yeah.
I think when you're already so fulfilled as an individual, you don't seek for other things.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone gets lonely at some time or the other, and I'm not saying I'm special or I'm different.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm an alien, but
Uh-huh.
that's another topic for another day. But do you know where I'm coming from?
Exactly.
I think you fulfill yourself,
Yeah.
and that's why they say love yourself first, and then you can love others. So for me, I love my friends as they are. It doesn't matter what color, race, status you are. I will love you for who you are. And if you're my friend, I'm your friend for life.
Yeah.
So
Hey, you've been
that's
my
for no
friend for
question.
life.
You see what I mean? We've been friends for years.
For years.
And it doesn't matter what ups and downs have gone, years have passed by, we meet once in a while, we don't chat much.
Yeah.
But whenever we meet,
Hey, it's always.
it catches up from there.
Yeah.
And that's what real friendship is. Fake friends are the ones who tell you, I'm always going to be there, but then they're never there. When you turn around,
Yeah.
it's like they've already disappeared. Or after a few years, like with Varshita happening in my life, I haven't seen like my best friends
Yeah. Oh yeah.
for 2 years now.
Yeah, you were to answer that question. Like, how's your family taking in that?
Yeah, that's what I was
It's a
coming
new
to.
thing,
That
yeah.
you know, my friends, some of them they understand that I'm working 6 days a week,
Yeah.
and I've told them, okay, one day is my mom's,
Yeah.
my family's, my sisters when they come home. So I don't get time. It's not that I don't want to make time.
Yeah.
I can't afford to give you time because I'm so tired throughout the week.
Yeah.
And when I do get time, Wilkins, to be honest, and I'm very, very honest, I love my space.
Yeah.
I'm someone who can come here, have a nice meal, and have a coffee on my own. And I don't think that's weird. People will say, why do you go to a movie on your own? I'm like, are
But
you
again,
talking in a
don't
movie?
say weird is good.
You know what? That's what I mean.
Yeah.
If it's making me happy, why are you disappointed?
Yeah.
And then my family as well, they were very excited that I was doing this. At first, they were confused and they were like,
Really.
why are you playing a 65-year-old woman? And why do you look like that? And why are you doing this?
Yeah, because
And the
with
odd
the
hours,
wigs and the cars
yeah,
and all that
it was
stuff.
different. But when they saw me on screen, my mom was so proud of me, and she just told me, you know what? You do what makes you happy. And she's always been supportive, no matter whether I'm doing fashion or whether I was teaching. And she's always been there by my side. So the most precious person after God to me is my mom.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my dad passed away. But again, in the Indian community, there's this cliche of a girl is never going to be a boy.
Yeah.
Not in terms of physically, in terms of
Girl
when
is
we
never
get
gonna be a boy.
yeah, like in
Oh,
the
yeah,
African community, when you have a girl, you guys are very happy.
Yeah.
Whereas in ours, it used to be a curse having a girl.
Yeah.
And my dad had 4 girls, so it was always put on him like they will never take your family name far. You know, they're all gonna get married and change the surname. Whether you publish me for photography or paintings or fashion or jewelry or even acting,
Yeah.
I am now gone with my dad's name. So I broke that whole thing of the society saying a girl cannot take her dad's name far. So once I did that, I captured
Hey.
a lot of
Hey, man, you
people's
should be
minds.
proud of you right now.
Yeah, I wish he was around to see me now. And I think he would be proud of me because I have kept his name and grown with it.
Yeah.
You know? The question that you asked, my design.
Yeah.
Like, basically for me, it's art. It's about the beauty of Kenya.
Yeah.
How do I reflect that as a person, as a designer? And so that's why all my clothes are almost all hand painted.
Yeah.
And you only get one piece of each. You don't get
Yeah.
another piece.
Yeah.
So I became very exclusive in my designs, and few
And
people.
it's not easy like doing that and painting clothes and
No.
designs.
but
Takes a lot of time, eh?
It does. It takes nights and weeks. But as I said, your passion keeps going.
Yeah.
And yes, one day I had thought about it when I was still teaching, that I want to do a show that is just mine,
Yeah.
where I would show the collections from when I started to where I am today.
Yeah.
And I've still kept some of those dresses
Yeah.
that will go further. So I don't, even if, like when I went to Scotland, 3-4 years back, I sold out most of my collection, but I kept one or two pieces deliberate. Why? Because one day I would want to show my journey to the world. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
That's why you want some awards. Is it
Yes.
the one in Scotland?
Yeah, I got quite a few in Italy. My work, especially my jewelry work, is placed for life at the Platina Gallery in Sweden.
Yeah.
And I got brilliantly Birmingham in UK.
Yeah.
I won a lot of jewelry awards there. I've done Africa London Fashion Week. So yeah, a lot of fashion shows, a lot of jewelry shows. Some have happened while I'm in Kenya. They've toured without me. But you know what I say is, when you work with a pure heart and you believe in yourself, God will provide.
Yeah.
And He always does.
That's amazing.
No, honestly, I would say I'm
when
not
you're-
religious in a way, but I'm very spiritual.
Yeah.
So for me, God is one.
Yeah.
Whether you name it Krishna or you make Allah or Christ, God is one.
Yeah.
If you believe there's a force up there who guides you, who supports you, who looks out for you, you go through it now. And always try and be humble, no matter how big you
Very
are.
important. Yeah.
Stand on the ground because that's where you came from. It's like a tree. However tall it will grow, it's still rooted to the earth. And that's why it never lacks. That's a very important example that I think people need to take in.
Again, you've oozed with wisdom.
Sorry, I
The
think it
second
comes
time
out
in a day,
sometimes.
you've oozed with wisdom. Hey, okay.
No, but honestly, I feel
Yeah,
that
I get it.
when people feel that, oh, I have a brand, or now, oh, I've done like 5, 10
should
shows,
act like this.
I should be there,
like this.
and
You
I
should
should
treat
look
me
down
like
on
this.
them. Don't do that. And I always say, when you're humble and you're good to others, God will always provide because He sees through you. You can be nasty to me, you can talk behind my back, you can disregard me. But at the end of the day, it is only Him we deal with. And karma, I've seen it with my own eyes.
It's a bait.
Let me not say it, but yes, it is that. And I believe in it. I believe when you're a good person, good things come to you. But when you're nasty,
You've read that book
you might
for
win.
Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power.
No, I
It's
haven't.
amazing.
Really?
You should really look.
I will. When you're
You
nasty,
read
like,
books.
no, I was just coming to that because I was just like, yes.
Which is your inspiration? Is it?
I tell you something,
is it
I don't
books?
read books.
Yeah.
I've never been a book
What
reader
what
because it reminds
what
me of
tickles
days when I
what tickles your creativity? You know, like on my previous
Looking.
podcast.
Open your eyes and watch the world.
Yeah.
I traveled a lot when I did my shows, and I still, that is one thing I love doing. When I get some time, I'll go to coast, and I'll go alone sometimes. Because I need to reconnect with myself. And look around, there's so much around us that is so creative, but we're like, oh yeah, I'm too busy, or oh, that's just a flower. Learn to observe.
Yeah.
When you observe in life, you learn without experiencing that thing.
There is so much the universe can offer us in terms of inspiration. Even me just sitting here with you, that's inspiration.
Of course.
Even like for me,
I'm inspired.
Exactly, because I believe like there is so much out there that the universe just hands us to. Like everything.
A lot of people,
even that watchman who is at the gate, even that house help, that's an inspiration.
For me, what I always say, like people say you were so young and you went through so much, like in terms that you did so much in life, and you have so much wisdom. And I said, because I don't have to go through everything to learn from it. You could have gone through something, and I learned from you by listening to you.
It's like there's this saying that says maturity doesn't come with
age. Age is just a number.
Yeah.
Honestly, and I've seen that. I've met people who are teenagers, but they have so much wisdom because they've been through so much in life that a person at 30 hasn't been through.
Exactly.
Experience is the mother of all.
Yeah. Or maybe there's a way they look at life. And it's and not to sort of like put some people in a certain situation, but it's like 80% of children young people who have gone through so much and have worked for it, the way they look at life is so different from someone who was just handed over.
Yes.
They just someone
That's
who
for
just
sure.
woke up in the morning
Yeah.
and the dad was like, you know what, take
Like,
this money, go and start
you
your
wouldn't
company.
believe that. People look at me as Mama Varshita or as Vaishali. And they were like, do you ever get broke? And I'm like, if only you knew how many loans I have. At that time I used to tell them that.
That's so real of you.
No, but it's true. Like, I'm no different to any other Kenyan or any other person out there because we all have struggles in life.
Yeah.
But just
The
because of my
struggles,
color and maybe my size, people,
Like you have money.
like, I got tunes. And I'm like, no, it's not true. And then secondly, I think people...
If you weren't right now, we wouldn't be hosting this podcast here. We'll be maybe in Diani.
Probably. That's the plan in a few weeks.
Inshallah, yeah?
Inshallah,
Hey,
yes.
thank you. You know, I'll hold you to that. I tell you,
Am
what
I
you
taking
promised
you?
me.
No, I thought I'm going on my own. Like usually the way I do. I usually go on my own because I need the space.
All right.
I don't like people
I
in
see
my
what
space.
you did there, but it's fine. It's fine.
Well,
it's
as you
fine.
say, I know how to go around this conversation.
Yeah.
A lot of people go through things,
Yeah.
but then they become like, oh, I'm a victim.
Yeah.
You're not a victim. God put you there because He wanted you to grow up and learn.
Yeah.
So I believe that when you go through things, don't victimize yourself.
Yeah.
Learn from it, move, and go on and show the world you can. And most of all, prove it to yourself.
Yeah.
You see? And again, this thing
I'll
of people who struggle, I believe in that because when I went to the UK, I was 18.
Yeah.
My dad told me, you're getting a scholarship.
Yeah.
I'll pay for your living and I'll send you a bit of money, but the rest you need to kujipange.
Yeah.
I started working since I was 18. I had one job when I was 18. Then I got called for counseling at 20. I've been counseling since 20. I got trained at the university. So that was one of my jobs.
Yeah.
I was working at a till at lunchtime because now I was doing my master's in jewelry and silversmithing. Yeah. So you need to make money so that you pay for the gold and the silver and all the precious metals.
Everything
it's on you.
Yeah.
And my whole master's I sponsored for. Plus
yourself.
living, plus everything. I had 3 jobs and I was doing a master's. So when people say, oh, maybe Vaishali got it handed out, or she got lucky. No, I didn't. I got up, I woke up and I said, you know what? This is a situation. Am I going to sit around and say, okay, I don't want to do this course or I can't do it anymore and just give up? Or am I going to get up and say, you know what? I'm going to get a job or 2 or 3. I'm going to pay my bills and I'm going to educate myself. And today as well, if someone told me, I'm giving you $1 million, what will you do with it? 1, I will travel because that teaches you a lot in life. And second, I will do another course.
Good things. Travel and
educate.
So good things.
Educate yourself. Yes. So education is something you can never stop at any age. So please, whoever is still
learning is always a process.
Please, we are learning each and every day. We're learning from each other, but it's how you want to see it.
Yeah.
So I believe in all that. So I just want to say that yes, life teaches you experiences.
Yeah.
Take them positively, no matter how low or down you are. Believe in someone out there. Believe in God. Believe in your family. Whoever you feel are your support system. For me, it's only number 1.
Yeah.
God. And because I do know He's always been there.
Man can really disappoint you.
Yes. Why believe in something that's going to turn around and stab you in the back?
Yeah.
And to be honest, like my life, everything I've done, I feel God had already planned it out for me.
Yeah.
I just found it at the right time. Or He just like, oh, here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go. Because I believed that He's there.
Yeah.
And I believe that 1% luck, 1% success.
Yeah.
But the rest of the 98% is not giving up.
Not giving up.
Never give up on
Going
it.
hard for it.
Yes, no
Go
matter
hard
how
and go
down you
home.
are. Yeah, you know what? I believe in that.
Yeah.
If you can't, let's say if someone told me, would you do a waitress job because you're down? I will do it. Why do I feel ashamed to do it? A job is a job. And that's why I tell people, do not disrespect someone who has a job, let's say, as a waiter or as a...
First, because you never know where you might find them.
One, and who are you to judge them?
Yeah, exactly.
They're feeding their family. They're not begging you for money. So why judge others? So I would say, I support him fully,
Yeah.
and I'm glad we're friends.
Yeah.
And we met through this industry.
Yeah.
And of course, I wish him the best of luck in
Yeah.
everything he does. Yeah, so for me, it's not like I look up to others.
Yeah.
It's more like I supported them.
Yeah,
I've always
like
been
more like
more of a
support.
supporter
Yeah.
rather than, oh wow, that's Kim Kardashian. No,
Yeah.
I love her, but no, that's not me.
All right.
You know?
Cool. So I have a game.
Okay.
I want us to play a game as we wind up this. Huh?
All right.
So if let's say, you know, you see there, I've saved that photo. I was like,
Yes.
wait, is this? Can she look? I'm like, okay, cool. It's a good one. So let's say, for example, you are in
And the one band group that I do love
Oh,
in
wait.
terms of music, like honestly, is South to Soul.
So do you love their new jam?
I love everything they've done.
What's the
so
new
far.
jam? What's it?
Extravagant.
Extravaganza.
Yes, that one.
Can you say extravaganza?
Yes, extravaganza. I was trying to get it in my head first.
So let's say,
I love them.
for example, yeah, you go into okay, we are at Tamarind Hotel.
Yes.
Let's say you come to Tamarind Hotel, yeah. So in this menu we have Bien and Nyashinsky.
Bien.
Bien.
Yes.
Why?
Because it's Bien.
Oh, why? Why?
Maybe because,
Why no Nyash?
okay, I love both of their songs.
Yeah.
I even love his.
No, it's a meal. This is a meal.
Yeah, they could sing to me, you see.
It's a meal.
So maybe,
No, remove singing bit of it. This food. It's really about a meal.
maybe the way it looks.
The way it looks, the way Bien looks, just go for it.
Yes,
Yeah.
the way he looks.
I'll send you a certain photo of Naviri challenge that Bien took.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so here's Ben.
Yes, it has to be him.
All right. So we have we have Calligraph and Dr. Pizzo. Yeah. Which one?
So again, it's
Whom are you
food?
taking home?
So it's food again, or
It's food.
taking
It's
home?
food. It's food. Okay, it's taking home.
it's take
taking
away.
home. Yeah, it's take away.
Calligraph Jones. Actually,
Yes.
I know him, and yeah, he's a friend. So yes,
Because he's a friend.
yes. You know, then at least I know what I'm getting into.
Oh. Still taking home. Here we have Martin Kimathi and Nick Mtuma.
This one is a bit hard.
Which one are you taking home?
You see, the others were easy because I
Crazy,
knew them.
Yeah.
Well, I know Nick as well. Of course, he is a great actor as well.
Leave the acting bit. You're taking home. Make your choice wisely.
Let's take the short and sweet.
Short
So
and
Nick.
sweet. Nick. Yeah. All right. Tyson and and Idris. Between Idris and Tyson Bedford. Which one are you taking home?
Idris.
Ding. Idris. Of course you would. Everyone.
Wine is sweeter when it's mature.
Wait. Oh, you think Tyson is not mature?
No, I think he's cute, but
Yeah. Okay. So we have
of course Pascal.
Pascal and Savara.
Pascal.
Pascal.
Yes.
Why are you taking Pascal home?
He's a sweetheart. And he'll sing me a lullaby after the meal. Well, I would have eaten you halfway, but
Yeah.
still, it would work.
You know Savara is also sweet, huh? Okay.
Of course, no, wait.
No.
Now you're confusing me. Because you know what? I love Savannah's voice.
So on Monday you're taking Pascal, Tuesday you're taking Savara.
Yes, let's do that. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring, huh?
The week is long enough.
All right, so we're done. Anyone I should have included on the menu?
Not you, but yeah, no, we're done.
We're done.
With all these hot men,
Any takeaways from the designer and the actress?
like what?
What people should watch out for, what people should do, what people should expect. Any lessons if you're out there wanting to be a designer, if you're out there trying new things, because you see, the reason why I think having a conversation with you here is just amazing. One, I'm just learning about, like, don't be scared to go out there and try new things.
Yes.
That's one thing I'm really learning from you. Like,
True.
don't be scared to just try new things. Go out there, try things, make mistakes, learn,
Yes, it's
grow.
not how many times you fall down.
Yeah.
It's that one moment when you get up. It doesn't matter. Amen to that, and may God
Yeah.
keep blessing you and
Amen.
may you go further.
Amen.
And may
So
your
yes,
higher,
to
praise
your-
higher.
Thank you. So to your takeaways.
Basically, I would say, as a designer,
Yeah.
go slow, know your market, uh, keep your passion burning.
Uh-huh.
If you feel you're not inspired at that point, take a break.
Uh-huh.
Don't put all your finances into fashion in terms like if you're starting out. Always have a side hustle or a main hustle
Yeah.
so that you don't now fall into a trap that you cannot fill
Yeah.
or will take too long to fill. And a lot of young designers have come on board and tried this
Yeah.
and failed and then said, you know what, I don't want to do this because it takes
Yeah.
so much financial backlog to come back.
Yeah.
So go small, grow smaller. Make sure you market your brand where it's needed. Do runway shows that you feel will take you somewhere. Okay, for me, it became a point where I do charity shows only
Yeah.
in fashion because I feel we're all such takers, but we don't want to give back to society.
Yeah.
So always support someone else because someone else will come support you.
Yeah.
So that's again a chain. It's part of karma.
No, it's-
Support young people who have
Uh-huh.
dreams. Don't kill their dreams.
Yeah.
Because if one person kills it, they might never get up.
Yeah.
And that's why the mental health issues, that's why the depressions.
Yeah.
I think support anyone, no matter how small the dream is.
Yeah.
And you don't always have to
And
financially
thank you.
support.
Thank you for supporting me when I was studying.
No, anytime. It's
Yeah.
my pleasure.
Thank you.
Anytime. And as an actress, I would say a lot of people tell me that, and my producer just told me that at the rap party, that it's amazing how you can be joking around like this,
Yeah.
but the minute the director says action, you become Mrs. Butt, and you're just there. Your face changes,
Everything changes.
everything
with a
changes
click.
in a second.
Yeah.
Be able
Without
to
action.
yes, do that.
Yeah.
Because if you stay in your character, let's say it's a very crude role,
Yeah.
or you're someone who's, let's say, getting domestically violated in, let's say, a series.
Yeah.
If you don't get out of that character, you
It
take
can,
it
it,
home.
yeah, it can take it all, yeah.
It will affect you. Like Mrs. Butt's character initially used to affect me because she was so harsh and strong and in everyone's faces. But then I learned that for me, it was
Yeah.
okay for me to go cry it out and come back and say, you know what, I'm good.
Yeah.
So that was my way of letting out. My way of letting out these days is joke around, laugh at silly jokes when it's a cut. The minute it says action, it's
Yeah.
back to business. So I can slip in and out. You need to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Again, go for audition.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, I want to act,
But they don't want to get
you
themselves
don't want
out
to go,
there.
yeah. Or you don't want to contact production companies. They'll contact me. A lot of people contact me on Facebook and say, could you please take us on Varshita? And I'm like, I'm just an actor.
Yeah.
I'm not a casting director. Please go through the right channels. I think in any business, I would say anywhere you want to go, protocol is very important.
Yeah.
Especially in the film TV industry, there's always going to be protocol.
Yeah.
Again, humility. When I went on the start of Varshitas, as I was saying, some people knew me as one of the biggest designers in East Africa at that time.
Yeah.
And they told me, like, you're so humble. Like, you can't tell that you're this person.
Yeah.
And I said, because I didn't come on the set to be known as that person. That's
Yeah.
my designing world. That's a different part of my journey.
Yeah.
This is a different part. I'm here to learn. I'm a student now.
Yeah.
Because I have no clue about TV, film,
Yeah.
about production,
Yeah.
about lighting, about all that.
Yeah.
And they were just amazed. But for me, I was fulfilled in me answering that way.
Yeah.
And I've stayed like that. I always tell people I'm learning every day.
Yeah.
I would learn something from the editors one day. I would learn from the lighting guy, the camera guy. I always just tell him, was that good?
Yeah.
Did you think like my face was good? Like the expressions?
Yeah.
And he'd give me a feedback sometimes. Like, I felt your energy was low today.
Yeah.
Or the director would come and tell me, today you're not going to be the crude Mrs. Batch. Today you have to flirt with
Yeah.
Lalit. And I would learn experience and take it all in.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel in the 2 years I've grown not only as an actor, because obviously I came from nowhere, but even as a person. And an actor, I think, is expressive of people's personalities.
Yeah.
So if you're not able to accept different personalities, learn from them, learn from various areas, learn from different directors, because you're always going to find, I'm very used to, let's say, you being my director.
Yeah.
And then another director comes in.
So you have to adjust.
And then you're like, but I don't know how he's directing.
Yeah, but I liked him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you're supposed to adapt,
Be
accept,
diverse.
and just learn.
Yeah.
You're like a sponge. The more you put in, the more you soak in, the more you learn.
Yeah.
You know, so and the more you can give.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I feel we become very selfish, even in the fashion design industry, in acting.
Yeah.
We'll get jobs that I know I can't do.
Yeah. But you can.
But I won't give it to you. Why? You're not competing with him.
Yeah.
You're not competing with me. You're competing with yourself to be a better person, to be better in that industry or in that skill.
Yeah.
So please, let's not be like, oh, because she didn't talk to me on set last time, I can't give her that job, even though I think she'll be a brilliant actress. Please, let's not do that.
Yeah.
Let's support each other, because at the end of the day, you don't walk alone. You walk with others. And your journey will
Just
only
like
be fulfilled.
Liverpool.
No.
Never walk alone.
Yes. And, you know,
Are you a football fan?
Kinda.
You know Liverpool?
Yes.
Which team do you support?
I used to be Arsenal, now it's Man U.
Yeah, clearly used to be Arsenal.
Yeah. Like, those jokes, no one gets them. Only he does. That's why he's the only one laughing right now. Like, seriously.
Yeah,
where I'm
clearly
trying
love
to talk
Arsenal.
about wisdom and good stuff about people, and there he brings that joke. Like, seriously. Oh my gosh. I think Mrs. Butt needs to come out more with you.
Yeah, it will bring it.
No, maybe upon taka. Maybe upon taka yo maneno.
Hey, so last one.
Yes.
What is one thing that I don't know about you and people don't know about you? I don't know about you and people don't know about you.
There might be quite a lot of things.
2 things.
No, I can't say them. That's why they're private.
Okay, just one. Then.
Maybe I'm an alien.
Just one. Just one.
I can't think of any.
Of course you do.
Maybe that's why they're not disclosed.
Okay, makes sense.
That's
Anyway.
why I don't talk about my relationships.
Yeah.
I don't talk about my private life. Because honestly,
Makes sense,
guys,
yeah.
I believe that the more your private life is out there,
Yeah.
the more it's no longer private and it's no longer personal. And the beautiful moments that you cherish are gone.
Yeah.
They're with everyone else except for you. Yes, I can talk about my journey.
Yeah.
The fashion, the art, because that's my journey.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to speak about that. But there's certain things about my journey that are special
Private,
because
yeah,
they are in a shell.
But they mean something to
Yes.
you. Awesome.
And I wouldn't want to dissolve those moments.
All right.
Thank you.
So that was Vaishali Morjaria. It was nice hanging out with you.
Same here.
An amazing designer, amazing actor at
Varshita on Maisha
Magic.
East on Tuesday and
On
Wednesdays,
Tuesdays,
8 p.m.
Yeah.
and Saturdays, 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you
really
too.
appreciate Come hug
No,
you.
anytime.
So
Yeah.
yes,
At least he got one hug.
watch out for episode 2.
Yay!
And please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share.
I would love to hear your comments.
Sharing is caring.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
not all the time.
You had to pull that joke, eh?
I had
Sharing
to.
is caring, not
Yeah.
all the time.
I need to finish with a big smile. We were too serious.
All right, cheers. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.